The Psalms of David, they are wonderful songs to sing. Or the VFI News. You have to choose, because today we have a lineup that you can't resist. In fact, what about the Green Pass now being required at shopping malls in Israel due to the Omicron virus? Oh my goodness. But there are other pieces of better news. What about Israeli researchers and physicians have engineered an outer ear implant for children with birth defects? That's good news. What about the Israeli who lost both hands at age 13, but he takes the gold at the Para-Taekwondo Championships? And then, of course, the second ancient synagogue found at Migdal, all at the VFI News. Now for some good news. Israeli researchers and physicians have engineered an outer ear implant for children with birth defects. A tiny minority of infants, 1 to 10 per 10,000 births, are born without an outer ear. That's a sad thing. But Scripture says in Jeremiah, "Behold, I will bring to it health and healing, and I will heal them and reveal to them abundance of prosperity and security." Researchers at the Technion Israel Institute of Technology in Haifa and Sheba Medical Center at Tel HaShomer, which is near Tel Aviv, have developed an efficient technology for the fabrication of custom-made functional aesthetic implants for the rehabilitation of congenitally deformed ears. That's good news for these children, and I'm glad Israel is on the leading edge of this breakthrough. Stay tuned for more. This has a lot to do with 3D printing technology. What else is happening? An Israeli who lost both hands at age 13 takes the gold at the World Para-Taekwondo Championships. Yasur, 19 years old, who lost both arms below the elbow 6 years ago, kicked his way to victory over a Turkish rival in the men's under 58 kilogram weight category. That's amazing how somebody with no hands can overcome the greatest adversities and just take the gold medal. Go for gold, people. Go for gold. I think it's great. Foreign Minister Yair Lapid tweeted that Yasur is, quote, "not just a source of huge national pride for our country, but he is also a reminder that willpower can take you to the loftiest peaks." And I thank God that people will rise up over challenges like this. We all have problems, we all have challenges, and we all must learn to overcome. Another piece of phenomenal news. A second synagogue was found at the archaeological site in Migdal 2,000 years ago. Nope, the site was found recently. Actually, the synagogue dates back to 2,000 years ago. And I remember when the first synagogue was found, I was there at the press conference when it was unveiled. Incredible. And Migdal, which is where Miriam or Mary of Magdalene came from, is a wonderful site. When they open up the borders again to Israel for all tourism, you must go to Migdal. I love that place, and there are many good restaurants nearby, right on the Sea of Galilee. But speaking of this vaccine virus and the mandates going on, as of tomorrow, that is on this day, Friday, they are planning to require a green pass for all Israelis to go into shopping malls above a certain square meter. This is crazy. This is going to hurt retailers. This is going to hurt shop owners. And they're calling for protests in front of the Prime Minister's house over the weekend. So people continue to pray for Israel with this virus vaccine thing. And by the way, please leave a comment at the end of this video. Give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe to the VFI News. Let your friends know about it. And if you have any thoughts, please let me know. It's good for me to hear your comments, what you'd like to hear more about. I'd love to hear that. And by the way, don't forget to watch Roots and Reflections at the YouTube site called Roots and Reflections, because for those of you who haven't been able to tour and come to Israel, you can visit Israel with me and eat with me while I'm visiting various sites throughout Israel. I'm sure you'll love it. Last but not least, I need to let you know what's happening. The latest, the 2015 nuclear deal no longer sufficient for the reality of Iran in 2022, who continues to threaten Israel and the United States and declare war on Israel. Well, we're in a shadow war with them already. Speaking in a wide-ranging interview to the Associated Press, Rafael Mariano Grossi said he wanted to tell Iran that there was no way around his inspectors at the IAEA if the Islamic Republic wanted to be a respected country in the community of nations. To be quite honest, I don't think President Ibrahim Raisi from Iran really cares about what the world thinks. He's on a course to strap a suicide belt around the nation of Iran. People of Iran, we love you. Stand up against your leaders and do something before they do something crazy. Iran's civilian nuclear program insisted his country would refuse the agency access to a sensitive centrifuge assembly plant. So it just shows you they are not giving the IAEA any entrance to these highly secure nuclear facilities because they are on a green light to enrich uranium to 90%, and we will have to respond. In the meantime, Israel did respond to a chemical weapons facility in Syria before they could develop weapons of mass destruction once again. Better before helping and saving the Syrian population than having to take it out and then they be exposed to any chemical warfare like sarin gas. So we need to keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem, peace in the Middle East, and for God's kingdom to reign on this earth. Don't forget, watch us every week, subscribe at the VFI News, and leave your comments. I love to hear from you. And never forget, I love music too, and so do you.